Course, we are called as believers, not just prophets, but as believers. We are supposed to be emanating, according to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, we're supposed to be emanating the fragrance of God. So we definitely have to make sure, it is imperative that we as prophets, prophetic people, it is our responsibility to make sure that our vessel, our apothecary, is fly free. Yes. So that we will not find ourselves in a predicament where we are uttering or making those declarations from a contaminated place.
In Antioch,
yes,
the text says, and they taught the assembly, watch this, a whole year. They taught the assembly a whole year. Okay. That was the teaching ministry. 2 chapters later, in chapter 13, that was, it says, and now that way in Antioch, apostles and teachers and prophets, etc. And they names. And then, of course, they consecrated Barnabas and Saul, by the way. But that waiting period was not a wasted period. That was the training and those gifts that we see 2 chapters later, whatever time period. Came from those who were teachable, who were the acronym FAT, faithful, available, and teachable.
Can it affect other areas in our life?
Absolutely. It affects, not only does it affect how you show up. So whenever you get stuck in your stuff, you can't move forward. And being stuck in a situation that frustrates you is not going to serve you. So the key to, after you identify the stuff, is deciding whether or not you're going to stay stuck in the stuff. So I could have gotten so bent out of shape about my hair not doing what I thought it should have, could have, would have done, that I said, you know what, Kelly, I can't do the show today because my hair is tripping. Right? And that would have had a ripple effect on you, me, our reputation. We would have robbed the people who are hearing us and supporting this today and needing to hear a word of encouragement and liberation and help, for dealing with their stuff. They wouldn't have gotten it. Why? Because I didn't like the way my hair was. I mean, come on. Yeah, you've got to put stuff in the right perspective. Some stuff is not worth sweating over. I love the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Because what you realize is that it's all small stuff.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another conversation with Kelly. I am your host, Kelly Spencer, and I am glad that you took the time to just eavesdrop in on this conversation that we are going to have. And I tell you, it is going to be a blessing. It's going to be informative, and I cannot wait for you to meet my guest on today. But before I bring her on, do me a favor, like, share, comment. Let me know who's watching. Hello, Bishop Rock. How you doing? I just talked to Marche yesterday. How about that? I'd love to know who is watching. And if you holler at me, I would definitely holler back out at you. Thanks for watching again. Oh, and don't forget, share. This is one of those videos that if you know someone who is in the trucking industry, who wants to get into the trucking industry, male or female, this is one that is a must see. So definitely share it with them. We have some things coming up. And by the way, this is our first conversation for the year. May God bless each and every one of you to have a prosperous, productive, powerful new year this year. This is going to be our year. As I always do, I give you the theme, which of course is big rig, big money, trucking down the highway to success. And if you all are my age or in that category, you'll remember that song, Keep On Trucking by Eddie Kendricks. Yes, I'm dating myself, but we're going to find out how to keep on trucking into a down the highway of success. Good afternoon, Apostle. How you doing? I owe you a phone call. I know very, very soon we will connect. But thank you for tuning in. My scripture for today is Joshua 1:8. It says, the book of law shall not depart from your mouth. Later on down in the verse, it says, observe to do according to all that is written, then you will have good success. And what is written? Of course, the word. So God gives us witty inventions, creativity, the ability to have productivity, and strengths and gifts in areas. And those are the areas where he wants us to sharpen our skills, pull together so that we can have good success, and not just good success for us, but for generations to come. All right. I am excited that I get to meet or introduce to you. I met her for the first time today already. I love her, sis. You're going to be my sis. She is none other than Minister in Training, Miss Violetta Jeffrey. She is the mother of 6, y'all. Don't look like it. She is married to her wonderful husband, Jacob. She is, as I introduced her, a minister in training at Demonstrate Church, where Apostle Eric and Dr. Mimi Brown are the senior pastors. So welcome to Conversations with Kelly.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you.
I am honored. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before we get started, I do want to just briefly share with everybody. I'm a statistical researcher. And so I researched America's commercial transportation. They did a study, and looking ahead in 2025, key factors such as freight demand, equipment, production, and microeconomic shifts will present a blend of opportunities. Hence, good success is possible. It is predicted. Another statistic I want to show you real quick is according to WIT, and that's the Women in Trucking. Give it up for the women. In 2023, their index said that an average of 12.1% of overall professional drivers who hold a CDL or commercial driver's license and drive heavy duty trucks are females. So, yes, she can fry up the bacon, bring it home in the pan. He still never let you forget you're a man and drive that 18-wheeler with that big check. And in addition, and that was from Aja Lee. So yeah, I'm dating myself, the Aja Lee. But in addition, that index said that an average of 43.5 of overall dispatchers are women. So we're going to talk about that. So again, welcome, MIT.
Hi, everybody.
I am so glad to have you.
Thank you so much. It is an honor, definitely an honor to be on Conversations with Kelly. Okay, because Miss Kelly got all the tea.
But you know what? That's the whole object of this podcast. We're just sitting around the table, having tea, sharing knowledge, not gossiping, because we can do that anytime, but or anywhere. But I do believe in sharing expertise. Of course, I'm not an expert in all, but bringing together experts and those who have experience and have been exposed to different things to share knowledge, because knowledge is what? Power. That's right. And hello, Miss Kay Jones and Mr. Titus Beard. Glad that you are tuning in.
Titus, that's my son that helps teaches. Hey.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about him in just a second. So before we get into the business side, tell us a little bit about your Christian journey. Were you raised in church? Did you find Christ later on? How did all of this unfold in terms of your relationship with God?
All the above, okay? I was raised in church.
Okay.
As they call it, a PK's kid.
Okay.
So, my mom and my father. My mom is an evangelist, and my dad was a pastor. And so we were raised in church. We sung in church and all that good stuff. And then, coming up, kind of got off track.
Yeah.
Started doing my own thing. And then it got to a point to where your own thing wasn't working no more. Okay.
Right.
And so being a single mom and of 3 at the time, it was like, okay, this ain't working for me. This ain't it. God, you know your girl, she ain't trying to be out here in these good streets no more. This ain't it. So end up moving back to Houston because I moved to Louisiana. Moving back to Houston. And when I moved back to Houston, it was like, okay, I got my mind right, but something still ain't right. There's still a piece missing. And so I end up being on Facebook after one of the young ladies that had attended one of my dispatching courses. She had been talking about Dr. Mimi. And I was like, who is this Dr. Mimi? Okay, who is she? Because it was like she began to pop up everywhere on my Facebook. And so I tuned in. I became a little bit of a stalker to find out who she was. And so I tuned in to some of the clips of demonstrating. I was like, oh, I like this kind of church. This is what I'm looking for. And so I ended up going, and I went a few times. And then my husband and I, we started dating, and it was like, hey, my husband, he's been in church his whole life as well. We actually grew up together. And we dated when we were teenagers, and then stopped dating, and then got back together 20 years later. And so, yeah.
Okay.
And so we end up visiting DA together. And we, begin going, and there was things that were beginning to change because we begun to submit to the words that were coming across.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we had to do was obviously make it right and get married. So I remember leaving out of church one Sunday, and our apostle said to us,
well, when y'all gonna be ready to get married? And we waiting on you. He said, how about next Sunday? We looked at each other like, next Sunday. And next Sunday we got married, and it was so funny because the lady that does my dresses, when I get my custom dresses, she made my dress in 5 days. She was like, I've never made a dress that fast. Wow. She made my wedding dress in 5 days. Yeah, and my whole D8 family, man, they put us together such a phenomenal ceremony. Wow. And so we got married, and of course, after that, doors begun to open even more. Right. And so just being at Demonstrate has been phenomenal for our lives. I don't think, honestly, and I told you we was not going to do this.
We're not. Nope. We talked about this in the green room, y'all.
Yes. I don't think if I hadn't started going to D8, I don't think I would have went back to God. And even dating my husband, I knew it was a standard for him, for his wife to be a godly woman.
Right.
So, although we were dating, and I knew about church and things like that, I knew, like, if you was gonna be with this man, you got to get your life all the way together, girl. So in a sense, I have to thank God for my husband, because he sent him at the right time. Yes. And then it was it's like he added all of it at one time. I got the husband, I got D8, and then my life got together.
back
to back. So yeah. D8 and my husband honestly changed my life. I was headed down the road. I was headed down the road, and I'm still a work in progress, but I'm not where I was. Okay?
We all are.
I'm not where I was, indeed. So I have to thank, like I said, God. I have to thank my husband so much, and I definitely have to thank my leaders and even all my siblings at D8, because they loved on me in spite of. They didn't know me, but every time I came there, they just always made me feel so welcome. And then, just the word. I mean, just being able to be taught the truth of the word. And one thing I love about my apostle is he always says, if it's not realistic, like it's not, and I'm paraphrasing, this is not his words verbatim, but basically people want to know what's real. They don't want to hear all the fabricated things. No, talk to me about real life stuff. So then I can, relate. And then it'll make me, I remember sitting in church, and baby, I used to have a mouth like a ooh-wee. Because I mean, being in this trucking industry, that's how they talk. They really
right.
You don't even know you said it, because it's like it's so natural. And I remember sitting in church one Sunday. I'll never forget this, and I tell everybody this. I do. My apostle, and I'm trying not to say it wrong, apostle, but it's apostle. My apostle said, y'all want God to answer your prayers, but your mouth is filthy. He cannot hear your prayers because you're too busy cursing. And from that day on, I said, ain't not a damn another cuss word finna come out this good mouth, okay? Because I knew at that time I needed God to do some things for me. And it's moments like that make me say, I'm grateful for my church. Like,
yeah. And blessing and cursing
can't come out the same mouth. I mean, it's in the word. We read the word.
Yes. Life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Death and life is definitely in the power of my tongue.
Our words can snare us.
Yep.
If we keep confessing the wrong thing, well, that's what we're going to get.
And my apostle says that all the time. Don't speak what you don't want to see. And so,
wait. That's rewind. Go back. Say that again.
He says, don't speak what you don't want to see.
Don't speak what you don't want to see. Somebody, please put that in the chat.
Yeah. And a lot of times we'll be like, oh, it's going to be a bad day. Where it becomes a bad day. You declared it was a bad day. You declared it. You allowed it. You spoke your own, existence at that moment. So I try to wake up every morning like, hey, today is a good day. Why? Because I'm here. That makes it good enough.
That's
Even
right.
if it don't go the way I desire, I'm yet still here.
Because a lot of people said, oh, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to do such and such and I'm going to go such and such.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wake up.
Don't wake up.
They don't have that opportunity. So shout out to Apostle Eric and Dr. Mimi.
Yes.
I have been to your church, by the way. Once I visited, but I'm on the other side of town.
Yeah. You got to make it back, though. I'm telling you. I'm telling
Yes,
you, man. I'm telling
I
you.
will.
Every Sunday, it's like, man, what they going to say today? What they going to say?
I
Like,
will.
literally, I remember not last week, but week before last, Dr. Mimi, she got up and she talked about divine inconveniences. And so I was like, man, divine inconveniences. I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, when they say it to you in church, you be like, yeah, okay.
Right.
But then it's like, okay, I heard it, but then did I really receive it instead? But then it's like, okay, I received it. But then when it happens, you like, that's what she meant. So, I mean, that week, a divine inconvenience happened. Like my husband's truck broke down because, you know, we own our own truck, by the way. And so it broke down and we're taking it to the shop and they call him and say, oh, it's ready. So I take them, and this we live like an hour away from everything because we live in the countries out here. So we take the truck, we go to pick the truck up. I drop him off. I'm getting back on the freeway and he calls me back and say, babe, the truck not ready. I'm like, what? Why would they call you and tell you the truck not ready? And instantly I hear the Holy Spirit say, shut your mouth. I shut up. I turn back around. And as I go back, I'm looking at this CDL school. I saw it beforehand. I've reached out to them beforehand, but it was like, nah, you know, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know. You know, I guess, you know, sometimes we let fear step in instead of walking in the authority God has given us, right? I let fear kind of step in, so I didn't go. But on that way back, I looked at that school and I said, I'm going to go in there. So I grabbed my husband and we go into the school, and I go into the school and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to the people. I'm telling them about the event. And I didn't know this whole time I'm talking to the owner of the school. I'm just talking. I'm just being me, just talking. He calls me back in the office and we talking. And the next day he say, I want you to come and talk to my students. And that divine inconvenience turned into a $650 blessing. Okay.
Pin drop.
So you know what? That next week when Sunday came, which was last week, when Sunday came, I was like, "Come on, today, Lord, because I'm waiting for this week's."
Wow.
It's never a dull moment. I'm saying all that to say, come back, okay? Come back next week. I'm telling you, they every week they're gonna say something to bless your whole week, okay? The whole week.
Wow.
Even last week, Apostle talked on living in the reverse, like the reverse is now. And so, like I was sharing with you, God did everything for the expo in reverse. Reverse. Like he gave me all my vendors, he gave me all my sponsors before anybody signed up. He did it in reverse. Yep. So so they've been talking in the season.
You know what I just saw? You drive a car and you pulled in face, this way. What do you have to do to get out of the park? You got to go in reverse.
Yep.
Then you can go forward.
I love it.
Excuse us. We already talked about that, ma'am.
We said we was not doing this. Listen, it don't take
I love it.
It don't, because when you know.
What? How you seem like just a powerhouse, and got it all together. Your hair is what they say, slayed, and all that. How and what got you interested in trucking?
So I like I said, I was a single mom. My husband and I are going on 2 years of being married in July. And so when I was living in Louisiana, I started working at the Postal Service. So we had a hurricane to come, and I moved back to Houston during that time.
Okay.
And so, which was so funny because I had bought a brand new house in Louisiana, hadn't even stayed in it for 2 months. And
then
so to come back to Houston, I'm like, God, what are we doing? What are we doing here? So I come back to Houston. I transfer. And when I transfer, I end up getting hurt at work. And so while I was hurt, there was a young lady that worked at the post office that had box trucks. And so I'm talking about she was doing good. She was like, yeah, I didn't scaled up the 5 box trucks and I'm bringing in this and I'm doing that. And I'm like, what? What? How you do this? And so I was like, okay, I'm down. And so she ended up putting us in contact with the young lady who taught her how to dispatch. And so, yeah, I was supposed to get a box truck with the associate that I was, communicating with at the time. And so we end up, not doing it together, but I wasn't going to waste the money that I had invested in me.
Right.
So I end up saying, okay, I'm going to try this dispatch thing. Now, starting off, it wasn't for you, girl.
Right.
It wasn't for you, girl. That's why I tell them in the classes, you got to find your niche. You have to find what works for you. There's so many different equipment types. You got flatbed, you got hot shot, you got box trucks, you got sprinters, you got cargos, you got 18-wheelers or semis, you got power. It's so much containers. You got it right?
Yes.
So when I started doing 18-wheelers, your girl found a niche, okay? She found her niche and it was on and popping from there. And so and then it became so lucrative that I had scaled up to 30-something drivers. And my son at the time was in college. And so he was working at Rudy's barbecue. And I was telling him like, man, I need help. And so at the time he was dating a chick and she couldn't grasp it. She could not grasp it. It was,
right.
Fast paced for her. And so my son said, well, I'll give it a try. So he jumped in and he got it. And next thing I know, my other son said, I'll give it a try. He jumped in and he got it. And my daughter was like, well, can I do something? She jumped in and she got it. So
wow.
So we was rocking and rolling. We was rocking and rolling. And then my husband and I, see, I'm all turned around, y'all. I'm still turned around. Here we go. Looking at this thing, I'm turned around. Still turned around. That's okay. Whatever.
You're all right. You're all right. You're all right.
My husband and I, this is gonna bother me, Jesus. Okay. My husband and I, we got back together and he was driving for someone. And I was like, okay, sir. You know how we be as women. I had my 2 cents. I'm like, your wife a boss, okay? You a boss. We got to boss up, okay? So let's what we doing it. So the people at his where he got the truck from, they had been pushing him, and he had been pushing himself, but he would fall back and say, "No, not right now." And I'm like, "No, now." Let's go. Now, and so he got his truck, and he's been an owner of a truck. We're going on 2 years now. And so I'm so proud of him because he stepped out and he did it. And so now we're looking to add more trucks to the fleet. Because he does this thing for real. We was just talking about that yesterday, as a matter of fact. I was like, you remember that first time that I gave you a load and I was so scared. He's like, what you was scared of? I said, because you know how people say they know how to do something, but they don't really know how to do it. Because they don't want to look stupid.
Yes.
He was like, yeah, but I had been driving already for 9 years. I said, but I had never seen you drive. So I didn't know what you could do. And so, baby, he pulled that thing. I said, baby, if I had never been so impressed, I was impressed. Okay.
That day.
I was like,
okay.
You know what you're doing.
Wow.
Fortunately, we get to do this thing together. We get to do
that is a blessing
and God together. So it's live. It really is.
And for the viewers, this is my first time talking to her, meeting. We have never met in person.
Never met in person.
And the theme for the podcast today is big truck, big money. Because I know it's very lucrative.
It is.
But you just gave the testimony of if you do what's right, obey God's word, just like I read in the scripture, that you will have good success
in every area of your life.
In every area. That's
every
right.
Area. Every area.
Now you mentioned something about, like the different types of trucks.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain a little bit for those who may not know what's the difference between a long haul versus a short haul.
So a long haul is when you're going across the states.
Okay.
A short haul is when you're going to Louisiana or Dallas or.
So it's in terms of distance.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
So when I say, are you OTR or do you want to be local? When you say I'm OTR, what I hate for drivers to tell me they OTR, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I have a load in Arizona. Oh, no, I don't want to go that far. Well, you're not OTR, baby.
OTR, gotcha.
You're local. Gotcha. So OTR is over the road. You want to be going. When you local, you want to be able to come home every night or every other night. But when you want to do long hauls, you'll be gone for the week.
And for those of you all who are thinking about it, I mean, there's two platforms. You can do the long distance, going state to state or whatever, but you can also do the shorter, which means you can be home with your family.
Or every other night, like my husband, he does Arkansas. So when he does Arkansas, it's every other night that he's home. But then sometimes he does Louisiana, so he's home every night.
Gotcha.
I prefer every night.
We have a whole lot of people. I would just want to shout out real quick, and we will keep on. Well, hello, Mr. Jacob Jeffrey. You have heard us talk about you, TT, Jonica Johnson.
Oh, Jonica, that's my sister from church.
I haven't heard from you in a minute. I know you are busy way over in the UK. I'm glad to have you tuning in. Carolyn Gray, what's up? All right, Kaylee Perkins.
That's my daughter. Hey.
Wow. Well, you know what? This is just awesome because so many of us say, I want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
But don't know that it takes some of that groundwork, that the hustle, the grit and the grind, and the ups and downs. But if you persevere and push through, like you told your husband, "No, let's go, come on, let's do it," then you'll have good success.
One of the things about me that is so funny is I can push everybody else. I think I'm like a hype man for people. Like I promise you, I do that. But when it comes to me, sometimes it's like
you sit back. It's like you want to put your feet in the water, like
yeah. So if I could give any advice, as far as to entrepreneurship, it's to be consistent.
Yes.
It's like I tell my children, it's not that you fall, because you're gonna fall.
Absolutely.
It's what you do when you get back up.
That's right.
That matters. So this didn't work. That don't mean shut it down. That may mean, hey, I need to regroup. I need to go a different route. One of the things that my apostle says is, hey, get under somebody that's doing what you're already doing or want to do. Shadow them for a little bit. Becoming, I think it's an apprentice or something like that. Become one of those, and then see if that is what you need to do, or see what you can glean from them on how to better do it. When they teach at church, me and my husband talk about this all the time. I take what they teach us at church to apply to our business. I do everything they say because it all applies. Because at the end of the day, I believe it's Proverbs 16:33. God says, commit to him all your works and he will establish your plans. And I'm not saying it verbatim, but if you commit everything to God, he'll establish it. So at the end of the day, if I take what they're teaching me at church and I apply it to my business, he said commit it. He told me to.
That's right.
So when I pray, when he says, cast all your cares upon me because I care for you.
Yes.
My business is one of the things I sit right at his feet. You can go ahead and have that.
Yes.
I just thank you, Lord, that you allow me to be the vessel that you use
That's
to
right.
get the glory out of it.
That's right.
It's your business. You gave it to me.
That's right.
You gave it to me.
That's right.
That's one of the things that I would say is do not give up.
Yes.
And then don't let fear kick in. Like, oh my gosh, at the end of the day, you can do all things through Christ, which gives you strength. And daily, if he woke you up, he strengthened you to get up to be able to do what it is. Because, hey, all right, today, Lord, I'm going to go ahead and make these phone calls. So, Lord, I need you to give me what to say,
yes,
how to say it, and whom what to say to, and who not to call, and what not to, like that's literally how I do. When I go out to put out signs or whatever. He said, in all thy ways, acknowledge me, and then I'll direct your path.
Direct your path. That's right. That's right.
I'm not about it. Like, hey, how am I supposed to do this? Like I told you, I literally just told my husband the other day, what are we gonna do? Because it ain't looking how I need it to look.
Yes.
Me, I want it right now. I feel like that commercial is my money and I want it now. Okay. I want to see it at that moment.
Right now. Right now.
Like, come on.
Yep.
My husband, I thank God for him because he the one that got the patience. He man, you'll see a fire and he'll walk by like, what you tripping on? It's just a fire. And I'm like, fire. And he looking at me like, you finished? It's just a fire. So he told me, he said, give it this week and let's see what God do.
And look,
we
gave
it that week and God gave us 17, which means victory. So, hey, I'm walking in victory in this thing. Okay.
That's right.
Then
that's right.
He said, let's see what God do this week. God added another few. So I'm waiting to see what God do this week. But every day I have been declaring with my mouth what I want to see. Every day.
That's the connection. That's the connection, because if you survey the top like Fortune 500 CEOs, and they're called the C-suite, chief operating officer, chief marketing officer, whatever it is, they always will tell you they study.
Yeah.
Not just their craft, meaning if they're the CFO, accounting and math, that's their craft, that's their gift.
Right.
But they study habits of other successful people, just like you said.
Yeah.
And then they make declarations. They don't just talk about, oh, well, didn't go so well, so I'm just going to hang up my hat. They'll say, no, how can we make this better?
Yeah.
That's why products always say new, revised, improved, because they're wanting to make it better.
They got to make it better. I remember my being in, I don't even know how I ended up in that meeting, but I was privileged to be in a meeting that my first lady was having, and she said, always be the solution.
Never
always be the solution, never the problem.
That's right.
And that stuck with me. In trucking, you hear a lot. You hear all the problems. You hear the rates are low. There's not enough brokers. There's not enough certified people to be able to do business with the government, to be able to do business with the city. So I hear all of these problems. So V, how can you be a solution?
That's right.
I talked to my husband. I'm like, baby, now, I always do the dispatch classes. And he like, yeah, I know. I'm like, but I feel like I need to do more. He's like, well, what do you want to do? I said, I want to do a 2-day event. I feel like God is telling me to do something bigger. All right, if that's what you want to do, like I told you, he easy like Sunday morning. He's so easy. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. I got you. I'm like, you sure? Like, yeah, I'm like, you know how I get when I'm doing events, is you sure? He like, go ahead. All right. So that's where the 2-day Trucking Dispatch Expo came, because it's
wow. Yeah. And I was going to ask you about that.
That's how it came about.
Let me also quickly, Dr. Flo, my niece, hey, Kiara. Miss Tiara Lynn Alexander.
Hey,
All
hey.
right. Thank you all for your commenting. Love you, Nisi. All right. But yeah, I was gonna ask you, how did the event happen? But see, what you are is a catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to inspire other women who want to be entrepreneurs, but just haven't, they're not the found their niche yet, as you said.
Right.
This could be a door that they
It is. It is. It is. It's a door for single mothers. It's a door for single fathers. It's a door for married couples. As I said, me and my husband, we do this thing together. When I talk to women and they call me and ask me about it, oh, my husband in it. Okay, you can get in it too. Keep the money in house. Okay.
Right. What are the qualifications?
So it's no qualifications when it comes to being a dispatcher.
Okay.
But it's qualifications when you go to get your CDL.
CDL. Okay, got
but
it.
That doesn't mean you can't drive trucks, because you can do a hot shot or a box truck or a sprinter van or a cargo van, and you don't have to have a CDL.
You don't have to have a CDL.
You have to stay under the weight requirement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's ways to get in. It is.
Okay.
It's different things you can do. So say, for instance, okay, well, I don't want to get my CDL.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried dispatching V. That didn't work out for me. What else can I do? Well, have you tried to be a broker? That's a thought. Well, have you thought about how to get a fuel car company? That's a thought. What about a factoring company where you're the person that they give their rate confirmations to, and you pay them out? You're like a payday loan person for them. I didn't think about that. Well, what about doing a consortium, doing the drug and alcohol side of it? I ain't thought about that. So there's different avenues. That's why I'm saying, come to the expo.
Girl, did you just drop some gems, a nugget?
It's a lot. It's a lot to do in transportation. People just think, oh, if I don't have a CDL, then I can't.
Right. Then that is the only thing that I can do in trucking or transportation.
No, it's not. I don't have my CDL, y'all. I got a tweet card now. I can get into points, but I don't have a CDL yet.
Wow.
But
back for those who are, Miss Tara Lynn, we get ready to tell you about the expo. Go back and tell us some, just real quick. You can do the drug side.
Yeah.
Because they do have to get tested.
Yes, and I will have a lady there that is also a dynamic African American entrepreneur. I'll actually have two of them that will be there that can show you how to and train you how to properly start your own drug alcohol testing, because these drivers get what's called randoms, where they're pulled at random and they have to go do it. When they get ready to get started to even get a CDL, one of the requirements is you gotta, be able to pass all of that stuff.
Right.
That's an avenue. I always think as an entrepreneur, don't go and do something that's not going to last, right? Right. And when I'm saying that, like nurses and doctors, that's somebody we're gonna always need, right? Exactly. Even I seen a young lady that lived in Louisiana. She opened up, and I'm proud of her. I couldn't do it, but she opened up her own funeral home service. Right. Glory, thank you.
She will have a job, but she needs.
But it's a business that'll never, not be needed, right?
Exactly.
So transportation, everything we have. If you stop right now and you look around your room that you're sitting in, everything that's in your room was delivered by a truck. Everything. Every single thing. These earrings came over, my ring came over, my clothes came, my pictures that you see.
Don't make me throw my shoe.
I'm just saying. Everything came over by a truck. So do you honestly believe what you are letting people tell you, that trucking is dead? Now, baby, we ain't dead. We still alive, okay? We out here in these
And I mean, and you don't think about that. You just think, okay, FedEx just dropped it off. Amazon just dropped it off.
That's all. You can get contracts with FedEx and Amazon. You don't have to work directly for Amazon. You don't have to work directly for FedEx. You can get a contract for your own trucking company to work with them, to be in partnership with them.
Wow.
So
Well,
yeah,
well, ma'am,
it's money in trucking. I promise you, it is money. You just have to find what works for you. Yeah, and
Yes.
although when you come to the two-day trucking dispatch expo, is V gonna tell you everything she know to tell you?
No.
Yes. I'm
Yes.
gonna be like my girl Fantasia. She's one of my favorite singers. I feel like she leave it all on the stage when she go out. Okay, I'm gonna leave it all at that 2-day event. Okay, everything I got, because I want you to be successful. I want you to make it, because unlike what people may say or contrary to popular belief, there's enough money in these streets for everybody.
Everybody.
They print new money every day.
And you know what? If you look at your finger, your handprint, I commit a crime. My handprint is on whatever. Yeah. They're not going to identify Violetta.
No.
They're going to say, nope, that's Kelly Spencer.
It's Kelly.
God created it so that Kelly Spencer has a gift and can touch people that you can't touch.
That part.
You have a gift. I could never get up and talk about trucking. Well, first of all, because I'm petite, I can't even get in the truck. Well, we ain't gonna talk about that.
I've been struggling. My husband be boosting me up.
You understand? But seriously, here's the point I'm trying to make in a jovial way. You have a gift, and you have to tap into your gift, whatever that is. She just told you, UA testing, brokerage, owning, dispatching. I mean, there is so many different facets that you could enter into and boss up. Be that boss. And this is the year to boss up. This is that year.
I see. I'm looking at the comments. See, I was on the wrong thing, y'all.
Yes.
I'm getting it together.
Oh. And I'm telling you, this is the one of the podcast. I want everybody to just do me a favor. Just post it on your page. Everybody just post it on your page, because you never know. There could be a young person who's not ready to go to college, maybe not college material. College is not for everybody.
It's not.
They just have a business mindset. This is a business. And I'm gonna tell you,
it ain't expensive to start. That's the whole thing.
We're gonna talk about that.
To start.
We are going to get right into it in just a second, but I wanted to let everybody know, give them a real quick story. You may have heard it. Back in I believe it was the 40s or early 50s, John H. Johnson's wife, Eunice Johnson. They were very wealthy. I think he was into the insurance, selling insurance back at the time. Took a loan out on his mother's couch, I believe it was, for $500. And let me finish with him first, started Johnson Publishing Company. She, because of his business contacts and things of that nature that she had to attend, everyone said, "Oh, you are so elegant, and where do you find your dresses?" She put on a fashion show. Hence, Ebony Fashion Show.
There you go.
Then they said, "Well, where do you find your makeup for your models?" She noticed that models were mixing 2 and 3 different shades to find a shade that matched their skin. Hence, Ebony Fashion Fair Cosmetics. Boom. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, you said it, be the solution. We didn't have a Black publishing company. Ebony, Jet, Ebony Jr. Yep, dating myself. Ebony Jr. Ebony Man. I mean, all of these publications came from one man that sought to find a solution. His wife became multi We have a storm here in Houston. Okay, there we go. We're back live.
We back.
There we go. All right. See, the enemy don't want us to get this out, but he's a lie.
A whole lie.
But the point I'm trying to make is be the solution. Find where there is a missing spot somewhere. That could be your niche. That could be what God has created for you to do, to fill that void. Yep. So let's talk about this expo, ma'am. That's coming up February 7th and 8th.
My daughter and my son both have dropped the link in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you. So tell us what can we expect at the expo?
Let me tell you. Okay, first of all, I am so what they call extra. Okay, so I believe when you pay for something, you should get more than what you paid for,
and more
when it comes to TKK. Okay,
right.
So on the first day, it is only in the evening, so it's a Friday evening. Okay, from 6:30 p.m. to about 8:30 at the latest 9.
Okay.
So on that day, just to kind of give y'all a little info, I'm gonna kind of give a little bit. I can't give y'all everything, but just
give just a little appetizer.
Just an appetizer, okay? So we'll open the doors promptly at 6:30 and we'll start at 7. So on that Friday night, it's going to be a lot of breakout sessions. So a lot of people don't know that you can do business with Metro. As a truck owner, you can do business with TxDOT, which is Texas Department of Transportation. City of Houston is how you become certified to be able to do business with them. So on that Friday, you'll have things like TxDOT. You'll have the gentleman that actually does all your med cards. If you decide to go to CDL school, you will have that person there that Friday. It's going to be advertisement there. We're going to have one of my good friends, Kay Jones, which I think she's on here as well. Did I cut out? Can y'all hear me still?
We can still hear you. We just can't
still hear me. You can't see me. Okay. Nevertheless, you would have Kay Jones, who is, we call her the plug, okay? Because she is the plug for all your financial needs. She's a grant writer. She's another awesome entrepreneur that will be there. When I tell you she has a vision like no, not one, baby, this chick right here, man, she a bad girl. I thought I was a bad girl. That's a bad girl. She will be there and she'll be talking to you about what she can do. So everybody that will be there, regardless if they're there for Friday or Saturday or both, we have over 30 something vendors that will be there.
Wow.
So you're gonna get learning. You're gonna get time to shop. Okay, because we got some shopping vendors there too.
Gotcha.
You're going to get food because anytime TKK or J&B puts on an event, we're going to feed you. And we don't, and nothing against anybody else, but it won't be no Chick-fil-A. It won't be no. I have one of the Houston's young up and coming chefs that will be there, Chef Delicious and his team. They food is wonderful. And so they will be there both Friday and Saturday. I'm going to feed you Friday night. And then I'm going to turn around and feed you Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. So you're going to have dinner, lunch, and breakfast. Okay. And so you will learn what these certifications is. So most people probably don't know what a DBE is or MBE or SBE. So DBE is a disadvantaged business. When I say disadvantage, I just mean that you don't have thousands of employees.
Right.
So don't take it as now my business is not disadvantaged. At this point, you want to be a DBE because it opens up the doors for you to be able to jump on those billion-dollar contracts.
Gotcha.
And then, of course, you have small business and then MBE, like minority. And so these are certifications that TKK has acquired, and we're able to do business with these other entities because of these certifications. So you have people like, we see it all the time. We see those people on the side of the roads doing construction, and you see those dump trucks, and you see all of that. Well, those are the contracts that you'll be able to get in on. So when you riding down the side of the road, hey, that's my truck. I'm able to make this road right here. You know, you'll be a part of history. You'll be a part of making history, literally. And so we'll even have Vanguard there that'll have some of their trucks out there, so you can see, you know, kind of see the differences on what it is. And then, like I said, Metro will be there. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anyone. We'll have the factoring companies that will be there. We'll have brokerages that will be there. We'll have insurance. So I'm different. When I looked into insurance, okay, I don't want to just have somebody that does commercial insurance, but we also, as self-employed individuals, need insurance, health insurance. So we'll have that. And then my big brother and my other little brother, or they may be both my little brothers. I don't know. He big because he's taller than me. But they have since started life insurance, which is very imperative. Yes. A lot of us do not have that. Yes. And so they will be there as well, talking to you, letting you know the opportunities there. Like I said, we'll have brokerages. So if you're already in trucking, so I want people to know this. It's not just to learn how to dispatch. It's not just to learn trucking. It's to learn the trucking industry as a whole.
As a whole, right.
One of the things that has stuck with me is when I worked at the post office. At the time I was Miss Pinson. So he would come and say, Miss Pinson, do you have everything you need? And I'd be like, what you mean? I got all my stuff. He said, no, like your routes. Do you have everything you need? He said, my job is to make sure you have all the tools you need to be successful. And that stuck with me. So I use that even now to this day. So this expo is to make sure you have all the tools you need to run a successful trucking company, successful dispatching company, successful brokerage company, successful fuel card company, successful. At the end of the day, you're going to be successful if you take all these resources and tools that's going to be presented to you and put them to work. That's the part that I think everybody missed. You got to put it to work.
Yes.
And we hear all the time, ain't nothing just gonna fall out the sky and land in your lap. Well, guess what? Those 2 days, God gave it to me. It's gonna land in your lap. It's gonna land in your lap. So the question is, what you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna
love it,
or are you gonna tap in and hey, this year, 2025, I'm going to invest in me. It's time for me to do something for me. I'm tired of working 9 to 5. I'm tired of working 12-hour shifts. I'm tired of working for the man, as people say. I'm tired of making somebody else rich. Well, come on, tap in. It's only $149. Let's be honest. I eat that out. Okay, I can eat $149.
Yes,
and I'm not talking about with my husband either. I'm talking about me. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want an appetizer. I don't want an entree.
Dessert.
I get about 2 appetizers if I see a couple of them that I like. But realistically, $149.
And to get started, that's
chump change to most of us. All of us, really. But
absolutely,
right about now, we have Afterpay and we have Klarna. So it's literally no excuse for you not to take the opportunity to invest in yourself, invest in your family, because at the end of the day, this right here is something that you can pass down for generation to generation to generation. You know, at the end of the day, when I brought my son in, it was like God gave me, hey, we're going to break generational curses while building generational wealth. So that's what we do.
Wait. Say that again. Rewind. Say that again.
So we are breaking generational curses while building generational wealth. I came up in poverty. My husband came up in poverty. When we got together, I told him, let me tell you something, bro. Ain't no living from check to check. That ain't gonna work for us, you know. And we started applying, like I said, the principles of our teaching at our church, at Demonstrate Church. And baby, we don't live check to check. Do we have some rainy days and some cold days? Of course, because it's business.
Yes,
so you know, there's challenges in business, but yet and still, this is a way for you to be able to build, and it's something that you can teach your children, your grandchildren, their children, and you can pass it on. Don't be one of those that could have, should have, and didn't. No, let's do it. Let's tap into it. Let's go.
Absolutely.
So, I'm telling y'all, it's so many different things that's going to be there. Even how to properly, set up your businesses. Stop going out and just getting a DBA. Cut it out. Cut it out. Because that right there puts you in harm's way. So, say for instance, you get a DBA, which is nothing wrong with starting with a DBA. Let me back up.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'll tell you the same thing in the class. Hey, get a DBA to get started. But once you make the money, because it's $325, no more than $350 to get your LLC, and you can do it yourself, or you can pay someone, or you can call V, and V will help you to walk you through it. Like my first lady say, my voice come with an invoice, but yet and still, we will help you, you know, to get established. So then if something happens, God forbid, but if something happens, they can't come get your house. They can only take the business, take what the assets of the business.
Right.
So yeah, learn those things. Or is a C corp for you? Is a S corp for you? All of that will be there. How to properly market. I have so many different marketers that's going to be there because everybody markets in a different way. Everybody's, you know, how can I say, how you said it, their strongness in marketing may be, okay, I can teach you digital marketing, or I can teach you how to market like this, or I can teach you this. And then I even have one of the best graphic designers. Y'all see my flyer? It's bomb, right? It's bomb. I ain't gonna lie. It's bomb. So even my graphic designer, Ford Consulting, she will be in the building to help you to be able to market yourself and reasonable marketing. Okay.
Yes.
Everybody that I'm bringing in, it's within reason. So it's not going to hurt you when you're able to say, okay, look, I didn't put this $100 to the side for the business. Who can I call now? Let me do this. Even your logos. We're going to help you to be able to do your logos. And then one of the other things that I'm going to have there is going to be professional headshots. Listen, I'm going through your phone and finding one of your selfies and you posting that on your flyers. It's time out for that, y'all. We're in 2025. There's so many different resources and so many different things that you can do. And so we'll have professional headshots on site so that you can be able to get that done to build.
Love it.
Okay.
Now, February 7th and 8th, where?
So it will be held at San Jacinto College. I'm so excited. God has done it. Okay.
All right.
San Jacinto College to partner up with us to allow us to host this event there at their Generation Park location. It's fairly new, probably about 2 or 3 years old, off of the Beltway 8 in Lockwood. So if you know where Summerwood is, if you live in Houston, you know where Summerwood is. It's like 5 minutes from there. 5 minutes from there. And I'm telling y'all, man, you want to be there. Even if you don't want to get in trucking, but you want to expand your business, these certifications are not just for truckers. No, because the government has need of caterers. The government has need of balloons. The government has need of pens and paper, all of this stuff. But these qualifications will put you in the percentile to have the better opportunity to win the bid versus somebody that don't have the certifications, because the government has to, in every government contract, there is a percentile in that contract that's going to say 35% must go to a DBE. 35% must go to an MBE. 35% must go to a WBE, a SBE, and so forth, a hub. That much percentage has to. They cannot win the contract without showing that they have a contract set with you
in mind.
This expo is with you in mind. It's with you in mind.
So
we want to make sure you come out. I mean, it's 2 days. Like I said,
I
the
love
first day,
it.
6:30 to about 8:30, and the next day is Saturday. Saturday is gonna be on and popping from 9 a.m. to about 5 p.m. And
Wow.
it's a
Okay. Okay.
jam-packed day. It's a jam-packed day.
Okay. Okay.
Saturday is full. And when I tell you I'm gonna have ladies in the building that's in the industry, I'm gonna have ladies in the building that's in the industry. Even though it's a male-dominated industry, I'm gonna show you how a female saved Christian woman has been in the industry and making it happen, and you can too.
I love you. I love you. Yes, indeed. So let's one more time. February 7th and 8th
Yes.
at San Jacinto College.
Yes.
On which location?
At the Generation Park location.
Generation Park location.
13455 Lockwood.
If you all don't show up and meet this fireball and gain the wealth and knowledge that so that your business can explode, I don't know what to say.
Yep. Yep. Don't just
you
survive
will
in
regret it.
2025.
You
Yep,
will, I
right.
mean, just talking about the things that you mentioned, thinking about insurance.
And making sure you have the proper. So I really want y'all to know, I put a lot of thought. Me and my husband, we have put a lot of thought into the people that we have asked to be a part. Yes. I didn't just go up to somebody that say they did insurance.
Yes.
No. Mm-mm. I went up to somebody that is going to care, that's going to take the time to ensure that you don't get screwed over when it comes to your insurance, because you have some people that does insurance, but you just take the first thing and you don't shop around.
The first.
Yeah.
Right.
Here it is. You're paying a $10,000 down payment where my ladies could have gotten you at a $4,000 down payment, only paying X amount of money versus what you're paying with them. So I didn't just bring in any type of person when it came to grants or any type. No, we actually sat there and asked God, okay, who should we have?
Right.
And God sent everybody, every resource that's going to be in the building, because at the end of the day, if you don't succeed, this is all for nothing. Yes. And I know God didn't give this to us for it to be in vain. So absolutely. I'm telling you, the link is in the bio. It's in the comments. I'm sorry, not bio. It's in the comments. Miss Terry Lynn.
I'm scrolling it at the bottom now.
Yes, Miss Terry Lynn, listen, I want to see you in the building, ma'am. And make sure you say who you are. When you walk in there, say, hey, this Terry Lynn from from Facebook. You know, I want to celebrate you. I want to thank you. Listen, I done already told my team, if I cry, just tell me to go sit down for a second. It's gonna be okay, because it's something about when God does what he do, but then when he does the Ephesians 3:20. The exceedingly abundantly above all you can think, ask, or even imagine, baby, that thing messes you all the way up. It messes you all the way up. And I the way it's been coming together, it's like every day, it's like wow. And I'm over the top automatically. That's just me. I'm over the top, but putting this together, it has stretched me. Like I was sharing with you, in my faith, number one.
Yes.
And just on another level of trusting God. And at the same token, even learning to be even more submissive when it comes to my husband. Like, hey, because me, like I say, I want it right now at the moment. But it ain't always like that. Sometimes I just want you to say, hey, take your hands off. I remember
my hands on it, right?
Man, I remember when my apostle preached that one Bible study, and he kept saying, "Take your hands off that son." He didn't know he was talking to me directly, but when I did it, it's when I saw God
begin to move.
Mm-hmm. That's and so the longer that you keep your hand to it, the longer it ain't gonna move, and you're gonna think that you fell it. But the moment when you say, okay, God, I'm going to commit to Proverbs 16:33.
Yes.
And I'm going to commit to Jeremiah 29:11.
Yes.
And I'm going to commit to just trusting you and knowing that you're going to supply all of my needs. All of
according. Yes.
according to your riches and glory. And
Yes.
you're rich, okay?
Yes.
You everything, you made it all. It all belongs to you. So I can't fail. If I put my trust in you, I cannot fail. It's somewhere in Deuteronomy where he talks about he goes in with you in the
Yes.
fight so you can come out
Yes.
victorious.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I already have the victory. It's just I have to walk in what it is that I have. So hey, it's on you. You got to call those things that be not as though they were. You know, I am rich. Okay, I am wealthy because my says I am. My father says I'm healed. I am healed. You know, because he says healing is the children's bread. So God, if you said it, I believe that that's what I am. And when the enemy begin to toy with your mind, not today, not this day, because my Father in heaven said, and I'm standing on his word. I'm trusting, I'm believing that you won't fail. I've seen you do it before. So if you did it before,
you can do it again.
You're the same God back then as you are right now.
And you can do it.
You cannot fail. And I get excited because it's like I'm learning to be thankful over the small, because he said if you be faithful over the small, he'll make you ruler over me. So I'll find myself, my kids be laughing, but when they hear me say he did it again, everybody will just start dancing because they don't know what God did, but they know that God
did. He did something
again. He
did.
Yes. Every now and again, I get a stir in my spirit, like it's getting ready to happen. Hey, it's getting ready to happen. Yes, it is getting ready to happen for you, for me, for everybody that's connected to me. Wow. Because he said, eyes haven't seen, ears
have not heard,
neither has it entered into the hearts of man what he has in store for you. And then he said, with men, it's impossible. But with God, all things are possible. Then he said, hey, if we believe it that it's possible, then we don't have it. So
that's right.
Hey, you just got to get to a point to where you just start declaring it.
Yeah.
Speak what you want to see. That husband acting up, Lord, I thank you that my husband is the man of God in which you have called for him to be. Father God, I thank you that my children will be saved. God, I thank you, Lord God, that we're living in a debt-free household. God, I thank you that every need has been met. God, I thank you that lack is not my portion in this season. God, I thank you, God, that I am the head and not the tail. God, I'm above and not beneath. God, I am the lender and not the borrower. Because you said it, that I should lend but never borrow. God, I'm not gonna go there with you, Miss Spencer. Listen,
we tried, y'all. We tried
all the way together. But no, that's literally how I started doing. When I start getting into a place where I feel like, I'm getting like, God, you said, because he said, call me at my word. Try me.
But see, what you're doing is you are giving the blueprint for success.
That's it.
Yeah, the business, the principles, the the insurance, and all these things. But it's the connection to God that's going to give you the good success. Because anybody can follow, just do this, go this, and do this.
Yeah.
But it's the relationship. It's the obedience to God.
Obedience is better than sacrifice.
Obedience, yes. And I comments, oh my, Pamela Hankins. All right.
Coffee conversation.
Brother Jacob Jeffrey, if that's not your title, minister, elder, whatever your title is, you are agreeing with your wife. I love it. Love it. But man, we could do this for
a long time.
Yes, because I believe God divinely positions people for a particular purpose and a particular season. You never meet anybody just for GP.
Right.
It's for a reason or a season.
That part.
And I thank God that he connected me with you. to see a individual that is just as gung-ho for God, serious about God, in addition to being serious about her business.
Yeah.
Because you're an example for these younger women coming up, you know, that need to see someone actually doing it, not on Facebook, not on TikTok, not on it, but face to face. Because some of those people don't have what you think they have.
They do not. They do not. They charge you $600 and $700 to be a part of something that they're not even doing themselves. You know how they got rich off of charging you that $600 and $700 and you paying it. That's how. But I promise you, as we can see, it's not about the money. $149. That's easy. Right. I really want you to come out and get into the industry. And even if, like I said, if you don't want to be in trucking, but you have a business, come out and see how you can continue to grow that business. Come out and see what tools that you may be missing that you hadn't even thought that was necessary for your business to continue to grow. But man, Miss Spencer, Miss Kelly, conversations with Miss Kelly.
I just want to know. I want to be there just to say, God, look what you did.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come.
Please do.
And sneak in and whip my tissue to say, God, look what you did.
Look, bring an extra pack for me.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I got you. I love it. I love it. And I am super excited that you just came on and shared from your heart and not stingy with the information.
Not trying to
got this in the green room. You know how some people have access to different things and products and knowledge, but they don't share it
at all.
So I thank you for sharing, and that's how you're also going to grow, is because you're reproducing. You are reproducing.
I remember helping to plan my apostles' birthday party, and I remember my first lady saying this. She said we had a conference, NIAC, not your average chick. Y'all wait for it. This coming this year, okay? Y'all get y'all tickets for that because it be bomb. But she said my husband will have what it was that she wanted to do. She said, what you make happen for others, God make happen
for you. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's set on me so hard. Mm-hmm. And so when Naya came around and I saw different things, I was like, you know what? Remember what she said. And I remember sitting at my desk the other day saying, Lord, she said, what you make happen for others, God to make happen for you. Well, Lord, I did this, I did that. Lord, because I follow and because I'm moving the way they're moving, and because, so if you made it happen for her, God, I'm in expectation for you to make it happen for me.
There you go.
So I'm ready. I'm ready. So yes,
what's that song that you started to sing? We had to cut it off. Is about to happen?
It's getting ready to happen. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm told I make up songs about everything. You know, I'm told that. And I probably do. I'll make up a song out of anything, but that is getting ready to happen because I'm in expectation. I'm in expectation. There's a scripture in, I believe it's Psalms or maybe Proverbs that it says, in the morning, I hear your voice and you can make your requests known and wait in expectancy. So every morning, God, you heard my prayer. So now I'm in expectation that you're going to show up with the desires that I've asked for. So it's getting ready to happen, y'all. It's getting ready to happen. Whatever your it is, it's getting ready to happen. Yep.
Well, I decree and declare that this expo is going to be explosive.
Yes.
I'm gonna be there.
I can't wait.
I can't tell you.
You come a whole hour to see me, so I cannot wait.
Peek in and say hi to you, and just give you your Kleenex.
Please do. Listen. Look, just give me a little corner.
Absolutely.
In that corner.
But y'all, I told you this conversation, please, if you love me like I love you, share this on your page, because someone who has an entrepreneurial desire, a gift, maybe already an entrepreneur, needs to hear this information. And you just never know. The little bit of information they receive could totally transform their business, their life, and what they can do with that knowledge and information can help someone else. So it's a domino effect. So please share, please share. We have some awesome things coming up in 2025. This is the year of the entrepreneur. So you'll see a lot of guests, a lot of entrepreneurs talking about how they got started. Because I think it's important to put real people together to share their real testimonies. And I'm not talking about all the glamour, because I think it was Deion Sanders that said you see the glory, but you don't know the story. How they got the information, what changed in their life to give them a different perspective. You just never know. So again, please tune in. 25 is going to be all the way live.
I love it.
Absolutely. And as I tell you, there's nothing you can do about it. And until next time, you all be blessed. God bless you.
Bye, y'all.